Hi everyone, and welcome back to Belinda's DIYs. If this is your first time here, welcome. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to create these adorable fall home decor using all Dollar Tree items. In this channel, you'll see a lot of easy and affordable DIYs. So if that interests you, then I'm going to ask that if you would please consider to subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And also hit that bell icon right there in the corner so that you can be notified every time that I upload a new video. And also, please follow me on my social media. I'll go ahead and link them down below in the description box. So now if you're ready, let's go ahead and get started. For the first DIY, I'm going to start with the easiest one, and I'll be using these magic springs from Dollar Tree. These can be found in the children's toy department. They do carry a variety of colors. I'm not going to spray paint these, but you can do that if you decide to make this project. Dollar Tree sells bags of these wood stems, so I'm going to be using these two. I'll also be using some pieces from this fall bouquet. Okay, so what I'm going to do is make a pumpkin out of these springs, and let me tell you, this is so easy that it's kind of embarrassing. But really it does turn out so pretty. So all I'm gonna do is just meet the two ends, and I'm gonna hot glue them together. If you wanted to, you could also add some floral wire to attach them. I just thought it was easier to use the hot glue. Once you attach the two ends, the donut will be a little bit wobbly, but once you hot glue the stem in the center, it firms up and it's stable. So all I'm gonna do is just add some hot glue at the bottom of the stem and then insert it down the center of my donut. Well, now it'll be a pumpkin. And it's that easy to create a pumpkin. You can also use a cork in the center if you don't have a wood stem. And now I'm just gonna embellish my pumpkin from some of the pieces of the fall bouquet. And now my pumpkin is complete, and I'll do the same thing to the blue one. For the next DIY, I'll be using these two fall truck sign decor, and these are from Dollar Tree. A chalk marker or just really any white marker will do. I'll also be using this gift box, also from Dollar Tree. Some scrapbook paper, some acrylic paint in the color Country Gray, and also in the color Black. Some Mod Podge. I'll also be using these wall stickers, and I'll be using the Thankful one. The first thing that I'm going to do is remove the stand off the sign, and all I'm going to do is pull it off. And I'll be doing that to the other one as well. Okay, so now that I have both of my signs, I am going to be cutting this one and just leave the tailgate and the tires. And for an easy cut, I did use a box cutter. Now the edging stayed a little bit rough, so I am going to use a sanding block to smooth it out. I'm also going to remove the stem of this pumpkin right here on the side. And I'll be doing the same thing to the opposite side. And once I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and give it a little sanding just to smooth off the edges. So let me just give you a sneak peek as to what I'm going to do. I'll be placing that gift box in the center and then the back end of the truck this way, and I'll be hot gluing them, and now you have a little truck. So let's continue with this DIY. Okay, so now I'm going to start painting both pieces with the Country Gray acrylic paint. Except for the tires, I'm going to go ahead and leave them black, and then I'll go over them with the black acrylic paint. I let the first coat of paint dry, and then I gave it a second coat. And as for the gift box, I went ahead and I also painted the shorter side walls with the same color of gray. And I also painted the inside walls of the box. I left this side unpainted because I will be gluing them to the truck. Next, I'm going to paint the tires with the black acrylic paint. And then using a white chalk marker, I'm going to be drawing out the backlights and then fill them in as well. To draw the back window, I'll be using the backside piece as a template. This will only give me somewhat of a start. And to draw out the tire treads, I'll be connecting some Z's using the same chalk marker. Next, with the same marker, I'll be defining the truck by outlining where pretty much I believe the truck had original lines. Next, I'm going to be using a piece of this paper and glue it onto the tailgate of the truck. But first, I'm just going to cut the piece that I need. And I'm also going to round off the corners. So now I'm going to go ahead and just add some Mod Podge to the back of the paper and then place it on the back side of the truck. And to seal it off, I'll also be brushing some more Mod Podge on top of the paper. Now I'm going to let this dry for a few hours. And now that it's dry, I'm going to go ahead and place my thankful sticker. I wanted this truck to be used year-round, so that's why I didn't really put anything that was fall related. Okay, so now it's time to assemble my truck, and I'm going to start by placing the gift box there on the back side of the truck, and then I'm going to outline it with a pencil, and this is to make sure that when I add the hot glue, I'll stay within the lines. Lastly, I'll be gluing the tailgate now. Okay, so now that my truck is complete, now I can decorate it according to the holidays. Now I'd save the best for last. I'll be creating these adorable Mr. and Mrs. Scarecrows. These are the items that I'll be using for this project. First up is these two fish bowls, and these are the larger size. Now these are located where the vases are at your Dollar Tree. Two glass clear plates, and these are the size like a salad plate. If you can find smaller ones, that would be great. Two glass candle holders, and a 2-pack clear plastic bowls. Some ribbon, some raffia, a sunflower from this fall bouquet, some spray paint in the color Ivory Silk, and this is from Rust-Oleum 2X Ultra Cover paint, and also in the color Warm Caramel and Evening Navy, a black permanent marker, some acrylic paint in the color Spice Carrot, some burlap. I'll be using this printout that I got online. I'll go ahead and post the link down below in the description box. Okay, so I'm going to start spray painting the fish bowls, and I'll be using that Ivory Silk. These bowls are going to serve as the heads for my scarecrows. Now for the candle holder and plate, these are going to serve as a hat for one of the scarecrows once I put it together. So for this set, I'll be spray painting it with the navy color. And so I've turned the plate and the vase face down. I won't be spraying the inside, just what you see me spraying here. And now for the other set, I'll use the Warm Caramel. Now for the plastic bowls, these are gonna serve somewhat as the body of the scarecrow. So I'm gonna spray paint one with the caramel and the other one with the navy. Now I'm gonna let all my pieces dry for several hours before I assemble my scarecrows. I've scaled this printout to 45%. Okay, so now I'm gonna transfer this face printout onto my fishbowl, which in turn will be the girl scarecrow. I've shown you in other videos this technique I use to do this. I simply pencil in the back side of the printout and then trace out the front side of the printout. The mouth of the bowl is facing down and the bottom is the top. And as you can see, it's being transferred onto my bowl. Now I'm gonna finish tracing it out and then I'll move on to painting the face. Now for this one, it is gonna have the lashes, but for the male scarecrow, I'm not gonna put any lashes. And this is how her face turned out. You can skip this step if you can do this freehand. Okay, now with my black marker, I'm gonna outline the eyes, the lashes, and the mouth. And then with the chalk marker, I'm gonna fill in the eyes. And now for the nose, I'm gonna paint it with the orange acrylic paint. And as you can see on the printout, the nose has those little stitches. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw the stitches onto the nose using my black marker. And now I'm gonna go draw on the other one and it'll be the male scarecrow, like I said, without the lashes. And here he is. Okay, so for my girl scarecrow, I'm gonna be adding some ponytails, and what I've done is just cut a few strands of the raffia, and now I'm just gonna glue them to the side of her head. Now I do have to tell you that when you're using hot glue on glass, it does not stick permanently. I'm only using the hot glue for the video. For this, you really need to use super glue so that it can stay permanently. Okay, so now that I have both of my ponytails on my scarecrow, I'm gonna go ahead and now tie the ponytails with another piece of raffia. And this is how she turned out. Okay, so now I'm gonna start to assemble her, and I'm gonna start by adding her head onto the body, and I'm gonna be using some hot glue. Once again, this is only for the video. For permanent hold, you do need super glue. Here you can see that she has the plate and the vase already on top, and so it creates a hat. The pieces are not glued all together, as you can see, but for now I am gonna place the vase on top of the plate, and then I'm gonna trace it around because I wanna make sure that I get the glue just exactly where the mouth of that vase is. Next, I added a piece of ribbon around the hat, and then I added a sunflower with a little bit of raffia on the side. Okay, for some reason, I missed hot gluing the plate onto her head, but now I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Once again, I'm gonna stress that you do need to use super glue so that it can hold permanently. Now I created this simple bow, and I'm just gonna hot glue it right there under her neck, and she will be done. For this step, you don't need super glue. And now for the male scarecrow, I added some burlap to the hat, and I'll be adding another piece to the neck as a scarf. And then to keep the scarf in place, I added some hot glue where I needed to. And then lastly, I added some pieces of raffia to his hat. Well, that is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up and also share. I'd really appreciate it. And I hope to see you in my social media. And remember, love, laugh, and create. Until my next video, bye-bye and God bless.